If you want to become junior e-commerce SEO specialist, you need to know just two things. Nobody talks about it because it's considered knowledge which you rather not share. One of the most important ranking factors, which is called In this lesson, you can learn what e-commerce SEO ranking factors are and which of them are the most important. My name is Nedim and I have over 23 years experience in SEO. This lesson is a part of the SEO Lexi School, the place for you to learn e-commerce SEO and AI for free. The SEO Lexi School is a comprehensive course where you can acquire two sophisticated and high-paid skills without going to college. SEO and AI are two future-proof skills and you can acquire them if you are a curious individual. So let's start. Today's mission is to give you an overview between all the types of ranking factors, how many there are, how many of them are important, and at the end of this lesson you will learn what are the two most important ranking factors for SEO in e-commerce. So let's begin. Usually, if you talk about SEO ranking factors, they are divided into on-page ranking factors and off-page ranking factors. On-page means everything you do on your page. Most of the time in normal SEO, these on-page factors are divided into different groups. The one group called technical SEO, where you improve for, let's say, the page speed of a website, the readability of a website, certain HTML tags are set right, and so on. And content SEO, which means you're creating content to appeal Google, to appeal users, and therefore in combination with the technical on-page factors, you can rank higher. So those are on-page factors on one side. Everything you can influence on your own website is called on-page factors in normal SEO again. So in off-page factors, we're talking about things you cannot directly influence on your website, which are external signals. So they are off-page. For example, proactive link building. So your website is trying to get backlinks from other relevant websites in the internet. So if you are doing that, you're doing things out of your influence, out of your website, but those are still important ranking factors. Another important ranking factor is building an entity through authority. What does this mean? So certain websites don't need to give you a backlink or to link your website. They just need to quote you, to cite you. For example, some scientific magazines. So if your website is about something which is considered science and you're writing certain research papers and are quoted in those, you're building an authority through that, and less people can get some things. So again, in normal SEO, you have on-page factors, technical SEO, and content SEO factors, and on the other side, off-page factors, which for most people mean building backlinks, calling proactive link building. In e-commerce, it doesn't differ a lot, but still it is different. So in e-commerce SEO, we also divide it on-page factors and off-page factors, but we will start explaining e-commerce off-page factors first. So normally you try to build backlinks through outreach to different websites and get a backlink. If you are an online store, the usual way to do link building, proactive link building, is through PR campaigns. So you're trying to do, they're called native PR campaigns on certain websites, on popular websites, to get a backlink. And writing those PR campaigns, writing those native articles is a part of content SEO. It's just another content you put somewhere else. There is no proactive outreach to other resources, to other websites, to other news sites, and so on. You are just making PR campaigns. That's the usual way to do it. If it's a really small online store, there could be also some proactive link building, but that is not usually the case. So doing PR campaigns is the right way. So we are eliminating that off-page part, that most important part of the off-page factors, meaning link building, through just content SEO. And on the on-page side, we have again technical and content SEO parts. So nothing changes there. So if you want to become junior e-commerce SEO specialist, you need to know just two things: technical SEO and content SEO. So I reasonably said you just need to know those parts. So you are considered a junior because you have acquired the knowledge of a junior specialist, and from those two parts, technical SEO and content SEO. If you learn further and you get some experience, you become an e-commerce SEO specialist. So without that junior prefix, that means you have experience, not only knowledge, in technical SEO and content SEO. Your wages rise through that improvement in your career. If you continue to get experience and knowledge from technical SEO and content SEO, then you can become a senior specialist, a senior e-commerce SEO specialist. But you usually need to choose. Are you going to improve your career in the direction of being a technical SEO or in the direction of becoming a senior content SEO e-commerce specialist? So these are two paths you can go, and you need to decide. Usually at that point of your career, you already know which road you want to go down, because either you love more the technical part, improving, having meetings with developers, with CTOs and so on, or you know you're better in creating content, in creating category structures, in improving everything what an online store needs from the content side. So you choose one or another. And through your further experience, if you want to improve to a manager position, which is a really high paid position, we will show you afterwards a comparison of the average wages in the world, in the USA and in the European Union, where you can see what the wages for employers and freelancers are. But just to understand it, if you want to come to the highest possible position, which has the name SEO inside it, that's an e-commerce SEO manager, which is well paid. You have a team of other SEO specialists and you're starting to do more and more of management. Doing SEO as a manager is considered knowing technical SEO and content SEO on a very high level, but also to have management skills, especially in the part called agile management. So that's the most modern management system if you have work to do with developers. So you need a certificate for agile management, which isn't easy to get, but through this course you will also get insight into that and can improve without getting the certificate. The certificate, like every certificate, gives you the certainty that you have acquired the knowledge needed to get the certificate, and also your employer or your client, that means that you have the knowledge. But if you have experience and already projects in your portfolio or online stores in your portfolio, then that certificate doesn't matter so much. So let's take a look at the comparison of the wages, of the average wages in the world, in the USA and in the European Union, between being employed and being a freelancer. And as you can see, the difference is quite big. Usually freelancers get paid 3 times more than employers. Why is that? Because freelancers have more expenses. First of all, most of them pay a third of their income to taxes. A third goes into certain costs like operating costs, maybe employer costs and other things, buying new hardware and everything else, software. And the last third is getting to them. So you get the same amount of money at the end of the year, but freelancers are paid more and have more freedom, like the word freelance says. I know, and that's good. I at least consider it as good, having the ambition to first become a successful employer, to get to a management position, and then to become a freelancer, to have enough income to live a life like you want, where you want it, and how you want it, and not to have the everyday must-have task to go into some office, to show into some meetings, and so on and so on. We will talk about that later. So here you can again see the average wages around the world, in average in the USA and European Union. In other countries, it may differ a few percent down or up, meaning if you're living in Asia, in East Asia, maybe the wages are a little bit lower, and if you're living in Northern Europe, the wages might be quite above the European Union average. So let's talk about those ranking factors. First of all, what you should know is once upon a time, there weren't so many ranking factors known to the public. Today, we can say that almost 2,000 ranking factors are known to us, to SEO experts. If you take a deeper look at those 2,000 ranking factors, the whole community considers around about 200 of them as important ranking factors. So ranking factors which can influence any website on the world. I will now show you what those infographics, what those overviews of ranking factors were. But before I dig into it and show it to you, I want to say to you that you just need again and again to repeat yourself that we are going only to explain things which are considered e-commerce. So just things related to online stores. And that's the first thing we need to have in mind when looking at those factors. Because making a report, an infographic about SEO ranking factors means considering all types of websites, all types of businesses. We are creating a list of ranking factors. If we would only consider online stores, that list would be smaller, that list would be different, and it would also be much clearer which ranking factors have a higher impact considering online stores. Less talk, more pictures, so let's see how it looks. So now we have an article from 2013 from the search engine Land news portal, and we can see that the company Searchmetrics made a nice infographic about ranking factors then. So everybody already knew that ranking factors are divided in on-page and off-page, but they wanted to know which on-page factors, which off-page factors. And in that time, social media started to rise. Google had its own social network called Google +1. And as you can see here, they consider technical and content SEO and what the ranking factors are, backlinks as an off-page factor, and social media behavior as an off-page factor. We right now know that just certain activities in social media influence SEO, and considering e-commerce SEO, the influence of social ranking of social media into SEO as ranking factor is so low that we don't need even to mention it a lot. So the next one is an infographic about correlations between ranking factors. So they have seen that some things correlate but you cannot take them as a fact that they are so. So the community started to realize that those researchers might not give us the best overview of ranking factors if everybody is doing something, and those who are doing that are ranking high. It doesn't mean that that thing which they are doing is the right thing to do, right? So we need to find those things which are really impactful, and that was quite hard. Now in 2024 you can download from our dearest SEO tool called SEMrush the newest ranking factors report 24, and the CEO of Searchmetrics, which made those ranking factors, is now working at SEMrush, and he knows, and greetings to Markus Toba through this video, he knows that these reports are quite loved by the community, and they give us enough insight to consider some things. There is Markus and his picture, and we can see that here are the factors with the most influence, dating. Then we have content factors. Then we have backlink factors. It looks like 2014 because it's an overall report. We have URL and domain factors. We have on-SERP factors and user experience factors. I can scroll down to everything, user signals and so on. You can read it later. That's just an overview of what they have done. And the website Backlinko made a nice article about the 200 ranking factors I was already talking about in overall for SEO. So because not even this report can help you much to understand which are the most important factors, we need to take a look at the real e-commerce SEO ranking factors which have an impact, and usually nobody talks about it because it's considered knowledge which you rather not share because it gives you an advantage to your competition. But I'm sharing my knowledge selflessly everywhere I go, so I will do it also in this course for free and later on in the masterclass even more. But we will give you the opportunity to download our ranking factors for e-commerce SEO in seolexi.com as a resource, and you will also get there a list of the most important factors sorted by the importance, and the other list sorted by the order you need to implement those ranking factors, which is often quite difficult, because if you know what the most important factors are and you do them not in the right time meant to do, you will not see the effect of it, and you should and you will consider then that knowledge is garbage. But if you know when to implement it, in which order you should implement it, then you will see the magic happen. So because of that, I will just repeat what we have known, what I have talked with you about until now, and we will take a look at the two most important factors. So to repeat, we have on-page and off-page factors. On the on-page side, we can influence everything through the technical implementation and the content we put on our online store. Through off-page factors, we can influence the link building through PR campaigns. We don't need to influence citations, but we can. We can also get an affiliate program out there and get some backlinks out of there. But the last thing I will mention is also considered partially an off-page factor and is one of the most important ranking factors, which is called CTR, click-through rate. In the next lesson, we will look into the most important off-page factor, the CTR. You will learn why CTR has so much weight in Google's algorithm and why all SEO efforts depend on your CTR. If you got value out of this, please consider subscribing to our channel and giving this lesson a thumbs up. If you have questions, please ask in the comment section and I will answer you as soon as possible. If you want to become an e-commerce SEO and AI specialist, visit seolexi.com and start a high-paid and future-proof career right now. In just 2 months, you could live a complete new life. See you next time.